going to make a giant long introduction, but last campaign or last session, they being the party, met with Bombat again and his constituents, and y'all surprisingly did not ask more questions, but uh, they got designated a mission to go to the lands of the mists. After meeting a questionable contact that Fafnir trusted completely right away. um, and we finished off the session with a about a 8 to 9 year old girl with a rotting eye, ghostly figure. Basically, peel her head back and then pull out a encased scroll out of her throat and then hand it to you, and that's where we're gonna pick up. Fafnir, you have a disembodied, ghostly entity in you that has black blood just gushing down her mouth and what was open throat, and has just this very nimble hand holding this large scroll towards you.
Fafnir is going to take the scroll. He's going to turn it round. Is there a seal?
Yes.
What is the seal?
Like, what does it look like?
Yeah, seals are made with a ring imprint.
Correct. It has an S, just a fancy S. That's what you get.
Do I recognize it?
History check. This is gonna be a high DC.
14.
No.
Fine. I break the seal and unroll the scroll, glancing down at it.
As you open it, some mist pours out of it, and you almost hear what seems to be like a soft wailing sound as you open it. It is in very fancy cursive, and reading it, it starts off with an introduction from one Strad von Zarovich, requesting your presence at his castle, and that he has a carriage waiting for you, slightly outside the gates at a crossing.
Do I know the name?
Roll a history check with the advantage, Mr. Vampire Hunter.
I thought we were about to get a howler.
Nat 20 plus 1.
Sheesh.
You know of a ancient warlord that was once a conqueror and then disappeared from pretty much existence. And huh?
Von Howler, you said.
Huh?
No.
What was the name?
Strad von Zarovich.
Zavich. Von Stravich. Okay.
Strad von Zarovich.
Yeah.
Is there anything more in the note?
It's basically a bloated parchment fancifully explaining that you just need to meet him at his keep, and that he is welcoming you to his lands.
I glance over his shoulder and read the writing.
I'm also reading the scroll.
This looks like a thinly veiled threat.
I'm going to hand the scroll over to Henkel, and I'm going to turn and I'm going to examine the creature before me.
Um, as you were reading, you were too busy in the note or the parchment. She's gone.
Is my sword still glowing?
No.
Vin?
You are.
Fob?
Sorry.
Huh? I just turn to the rest of the group. I hand the letter to Ruth. What do you make of these?
I don't know, to be honest. I was not expecting this. She like takes it and just kind of like examines it in her hand. This was not part of the plan.
What was your plan?
Well, I was going to just lead us on a path that I was instructed, and I believe I've traveled it once before. She like looks really confused. Can I try to
You.
remember anything about this place,
Um.
Spencer?
You recognize this path. This
Okay.
is the one of the many roads to the gates to the lands of Barovia. Um, so yeah, you know if you continue down this path that you will eventually get to where you need to go.
Did you have... Sorry, I cut you off earlier. Did you have any more information for me about Von Savage?
No. He is a legendary warrior and somebody not to be trifled with.
Who did he fight for?
You know, that's an excellent question.
Was he Suncrest? What was he?
He mainly fought for himself and his family.
The Zaroviches.
Yes.
Yes, where is it?
You're not sure. It's a long dead empire this was hundreds of years ago.
Fafnir is going to nod and say, "It appears we have been invited. Let us not keep our host waiting."
Agreed. I turn to the rest of the party. Ready?
If you feel that this is safe,
I
I
laugh.
somewhat agree with you.
I laugh.
I feel nothing about this is safe, but it is impolite to refuse an offer of such a host. And he walks and finds the carriage.
Oh. There is no carriage around. You just have the muddied path before you.
Oh, I thought you said... Sorry.
No, you were instructed to gut to the carriage that is outside the castle. But you don't know where the castle is. You don't know anything about this land.
Should we head down the road?
Yep.
Let's go.
So, as you guys head down, you notice that almost there you get a sense of you're being watched, that there's figures in the fog as you're walking along, and up ahead about 200 yards away you see what seems to be a gate. Dim flickering lights. Do you guys wish to do anything during this time or move on?
Does my 300 feet of dark vision see anything? With a passive perception of 15.
It's more or less about 3 in the afternoon. It is still like cloudy, but the sun is out, but veiled, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep my hand on the hilt of Abertir, so if it starts buzzing or glowing, I'll know.
Fafnir has not moved his hand away from... Is his sword on his back or at his waist?
It's a great sword. It would probably be on his back, bud.
Okay. Do I have I have other weapons on me, don't I? Hold on.
I believe you have your mace and a crossbow that you never use.
Does Ruth recognize these figures?
What figures?
Oh, I thought you said there were like figures.
Oh, seems to be like ghostly figures that go in and out of existence in the
Ah,
fog and the mist in the forests.
very interesting.
He's gonna, he's gonna continue along the path,
Forgive
but
me,
he's gonna
I'm
be
grabbing dice.
letting his perception roam out to sense for anything there.
Everyone be mindful of the mist.
I nod.
As you continue walking, you come upon these gates with tall figures with decapitated heads and a closed gate. No one about, unguarded, just there, still, decrepit, abandoned.
I'd like to walk up to the gate.
As you walk up to the gate, as you put your hand out to almost touch it, before you do, the gates, almost expecting your arrival, open up and to let you
I turn
through.
around. I turn around and look at the party. Well, we all expected. And I continue on.
Fefnin nods. He's gonna walk with you.
Ruth doesn't know about this. She's feeling a little on edge, but she also follows.
Soul's just following.
Oh, I am so sorry. I forgot a total part of this. Give me a second. Forgive me, people watching. I know, I'm terrible. I'm going to try to use a loose travel system. Here, I'm going to copy this image, send it into the game chat.
Okay.
Don't look at the key. Don't be lame. Player chat. It's right under your flute EDM that you sent. Once it loads.
Wait, is the key part of what you just said?
Yeah, it's connected at the bottom right corner of the map that's about to land.
But no look at the key. So,
I need to open this up in another tab so I can zoom in.
yeah. Oh, I need. Forgive me, everybody.
So we're at A.
You were at B. You just got to
Okay.
the gates. Now, every one of these hexes is a fourth of a mile.
Okay.
Do you wish to continue on the path or cut through the forest?
Continue on the path, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
Yep.
So 1, 2.
I don't feel like dealing with difficult terrain.
And
No.
do you wish to go fast or slow? Or regular speed?
Regular speed.
Regular but cautious with occasional perception checks.
Yeah, I agree with Unit.
Okay. Give me one more moment. There we go.
It must be so weird for any other DMs watching a party that is being incredibly cautious about everything.
We're not just sprinting right in.
Well, we could just run it down.
Nope.
Yeah.
Of course I can.
I mean, if we want to see how much stamina we can withhold in the mist, it would be kind of a fun game.
As someone that's run the Curse of Strahd a lot. I would have fun watching.
Yeah. Run as fast as you can.
Like, of all my, like, most of my DMing experience is in the realm where we are right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've only played like less than 2.5 campaigns, and well, 1.5 actually, and the full one was Curse of Strahd.
Okay, so if you're going normal speed, from what I'm looking at, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. I tried to find it quickly and failing drastically, but
I don't have it memorized.
according to this, fast speed would be 4 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour for normal, and then 2 miles for slow.
Sounds about right.
Does that sound about right? Okay.
Negative to perception on a fast.
Yep.
No changes on normal, and then bonus to stealth on slow. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
So you
But
guys.
I think we said normal, so.
Okay. Cool. So it is 3. So 2, 3, 4, 1 mile, 2. This is the part where I get to do math. So
Yes.
it would take
Basic
you,
arithmetic.
Yeah,
It's
it-
why we play 5th edition.
it would take you about just under, or maybe a little over an hour to make your way to the village of Barovia.
Okay. Well, we're following the path, so.
Correct. So you walk through these gates. They close behind you quickly, shutter, and you come upon the gates of a town.
Is anyone else feeling a little too welcome?
I turn to Ruth, give you a soulless smirk and nod.
As
Can I
you
roll
got,
a perception check or anything here, Spencer?
go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanna
As
be
you all
doing-
are talking, you behind you see about 30 to 40 crows just just land on this tree just above you, almost
I got a
watching you.
17, by the way.
I got a 23.
You guys are talking, and both of you notice that you hear a rushing of footstep, and you suddenly hear as you guys are getting closer to the. Hey, who goes there?
Ruth like spins around, and her hand is like she whips out her dagger really quick.
What you are staring at is the gate down, and a guardsman with a sword ready, looking at your party, asking who you are.
We are guests from out of town. We have been invited to dinner with your
Count.
with your count. Thank you.
You're meeting with the mayor of the city?
Yes, I have been here before.
Deception check?
Is it a deception?
You're not meeting with the mayor.
Oh.
The
For me
leader
or Nick?
of these lands.
What? It'll be for you, Ruth, because you said you were meeting with the mayor. Wait, what?
No. Nick's
Wait,
there.
are we? We are trying to meet with Mayor, right?
No, we're meeting with the
Yeah.
count in the castle.
Yeah.
I didn't
The-
say anything
the-
about a mayor.
The villager said something about a mayor. Now everyone's confused.
Yeah.
He asked if you were meeting with the mayor of the town.
No. We have to go see Estrad von Zarovich.
As that last syllable leaves your voice, you see him get even paler and start shaking. Well, excuse me, and he pulls the lever, and he opens the gate, and you see him visibly shaking.
Gratitude.
He must not be a very kind ruler.
Yeah, I glance around at the party with eyes that say, we're probably fucked, and I keep walking.
Yeah.
As you guys strut into the town, anybody that has a passive perception over 10,
Yep.
So not me.
you notice that you are getting eyes of daggers, discontent, suspicion, people readily pushing their children. Who has a passive perception above 15?
I have 15.
Okay.
Same, minus 15.
You... Two different versions of this. Fafnir, you notice that there are what seems... There's a gentleman about 10 feet from you that is just mindlessly wandering the streets with just a blank expression on his face. Ruth, you are familiar with these people, for in the mists of, or in these lands, they are known as the Soulless, and they are basically an empty husk of a human.
Does Avertir think I'm in danger?
Your general situation has it humming, but very faintly. It's almost unnoticeable.
Mr. DM, has Fafnir seen or read about this sort of circumstance before?
No.
Like where a village is kept in the thrall of a vampire and is...
If this is the
used.
case, not to this extent. You've heard... like, you've dealt with vampires, you've studied them, you know that they have, like, a charming gaze, but not towns worth.
Ruth, like, walks up to one and just kind of stares at the person with, like, a sad expression on her face.
Just blank stare back, nothing, no smile, and just...
Lights are on, but
Lights are
nobody's
coming.
home.
turns away from you and keeps shuffling their feet in the mud.
As we walk through the town, I'm going to look over to Victor Henkel. This is only a guess, and I may be wrong, but I believe that this count, instead of being the raider in the night that takes a few victims and hides away again, these people are directly ruled by the vampires of this land. This looks like a tithe situation. I've never seen the like before, but look at how they're afraid. Look at how limited the defenses are here.
I do a very slow
people.
I do a very slow pirouette nodding. Livestock.
Exactly. A cultured vat of humans. You're going to see him look rather disgusted at the thought.
We should continue moving.
Yes.
Where...
I think we should go through the village, guys. I don't think we should stay.
Yeah, we're going through the village.
Yo, you're just walking straight through?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You have a place to be?
Copy that. So, you guys walk straight on through, and as you make your way out of the town, you notice that the darkness slightly lightens, as though like a depressive cloud around the city is no longer around, and you come to this this crossing. Just a river. It's a simple stone bridge. As you look around, there's miles of forest and that ever-present thick mist that covers the sun, covers the horizon. It is almost suffocating and oppressive.
I'm gonna look over the edge of this because it's a bridge, right, that we're coming up to on this river.
Correct.
I'm gonna walk over to the edge. I'm gonna wave Ruth over. Hey, Can
She
you
follows.
can you see any fish? My eyesight is not so good.
Do you peek
Uh,
over?
I'm peeking over.
I do.
No, Ruth, do you peek over?
Sorry, continue.
I need to know
Ruth
if you
does,
peek.
at
You do
least.
peek over.
Yeah.
Nick, can you do a perception check for me?
Wait a minute. Does Ruth know?
Shush. Can you do a perception check for me?
3.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
I told you, my eyesight's not so good.
I don't even know what to do with that as a DM. Sorry.
I asked her to look for fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
does Ruth remember that this at all?
Ruth, as you look over, unsurprisingly, you are met with no reflection, but your counterpart next to you seems too occupied searching for fish.
She's
Yeah.
like, yes, I see a couple.
Fafnir has a passive of 15. Does he notice?
Are you
ain't
looking
around,
over?
son.
Yeah, I was gonna say you ain't around. You ain't looking at fish.
Well,
Can't
no,
just
he's-
appear at my shoulder.
Ruth, something important to mention. You are remembering that even though the sun is out, you are not a crispy chicken wing right now.
Ah, yes. I also have like a cloak on. I don't know if that protects.
I
me
wish
enough,
that mattered.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, yeah, I guess that's good.
do a survival check for me.
Well, it is good that the ecosystem is not completely ruined.
Fafnir's gonna approach and look over the river, and he's gonna glance up at Ruth and consider for a moment. Do you think you could wade across this, looking directly at Ruth?
Could what
Ruth?
now? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I think we
Hello?
lost Vic.
Oh,
Maybe?
Vic, come back. No.
Vic Ben Coleman.
I hate you.
Ha ha. Arco.
Try.
Fafnir,
It seems that she is very preoccupied. Perhaps we should keep going.
Yeah.
Try leaving the call and then coming back, maybe.
I don't.
this,
I meant the deck.
this stream is currently
I'm trying
engaged
to.
in technical difficulties.
Yeah, well, we went a minute without them, but they always seem to come back.
If you're saying anything, Vic, I don't hear you.
Yeah. Well, they're also not in alchemy right now.
Yeah, I did see them leave.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Alchemy does AFK people after a minute.
Yeah, which I wish I could change. Alchemy, I know. Yeah, if you could change that, that would be great. Like have a timer or so. Oh.
Sorry
Vic?
about that.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
She's back, Jack.
Turned off my PC.
Your cat did?
Yes, he did.
They're menaces. This is why I have a bird that shits
I
everywhere.
told you he does it all the time. He is such a dick, dude.
Anyway,
So that's survival check.
yes, survival check first.
Are you checking? Yes.
Well, you told her to do a survival check.
Correct, I did. Victor
Everyone?
and Ruth, yeah.
Oh, both of
Okay,
us?
so
Yes.
It'll take
Okay.
me just a second. Gotta get my tabs back open.
16 for me.
So, as you guys walk around looking at this river, you notice that what it seems to be is bottom feeders, and then as you get closer to the river, the smell hits you, and these remaining fish are feeding on the rot of the majority of the fish supply here.
Oh my, I got an 8.
So you're telling me there's a bunch of dead fish in the river, and the few living fish are eating the dead fish?
Correct.
I crinkle my nose and shake my head and begin to head down the road again.
Awesome. So
Fafnir is gonna continue along.
Is Ruth okay? Like, I got an 8 for my roll.
Yeah, it was just to tell about the fish.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
still
Ruth
there?
followed
Yep,
you.
sorry, I'm doing math. Forgive me.
Okay, no worries.
Not
We're
math,
staying
math.
on the
Yep.
road, right?
Yes. Are you guys staying on the road? I do need to know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
No reason to leave it yet.
You guys travel for about an hour and a half more. And forgive me.
I do not like what these fish are doing.
It is disgusting.
Soul's getting hungry for fish.
As we're walking along, I'm going to turn and look at Victor again. I'm going to say, it's interesting that the villagers did not divert that river
Oh my god.
and make a moat around their village. Vampire cannot cross running water. If I was here,
I don't
would
want
do that.
dogs. Whoops.
Ruth is listening intently.
Yeah, I just nod, sigh. These people seem defeated. They lost their war. Now they are livestock.
You
I
do
don't know if
notice
maybe
that it
was
is
a war.
it is notably getting more and more dark as you guys walk. You could guesstimate that it's around six or seven. The little bit of sunlight that you do have is quickly fading.
If we should begin to make camp, no?
You do
Yes, we
notice
should.
that you have come across a small graveyard, and a what looks to be
Where on the map are we?
hangman's. You are at F right now.
Okay.
Hangman's scaffold.
Yep. Can you all never mind. So, do you wish to make camp now or wait?
We don't have a map, do we?
Nope. But we
No.
know it's a crossroads and we can turn left or right.
Correct.
And I'm going to vote that we go right to follow the river.
I agree.
Does Ruth remember what way she went in the past, Spencer?
You went left.
Okay.
Right this time.
We can go right if you guys want. I have been on the left trail, but to be honest, I do not remember most of it.
I raise an eyebrow and turn towards you. Then how do you know that you have gone on this trail?
I remember this spot, and I remember making the decision, but not much after that.
I nod, my eyebrows crinkled.
She's looking like very concerned, like she's like trying to bring up memories, but there's just nothing there.
Well, I, for one, am not perturbed by the presence of the dead. I am fine with setting up camp here. It is getting late.
As you
I
guys
agree,
are
I think we should.
talking, everybody do a perception check for me.
22.
18.
16.
Daphne.
17.
Or no, sorry, 6. Much better.
Everybody but Ruth. You hear a crunkling of sticks, and I've realized you have been being watched as a wrinkly woman in simple forest attire, and that is being followed by two wooden humanoids. Is just walking upon this path with her stick. Well, if I were you, I wouldn't go left. The forest is dangerous during night. I wouldn't be out there if I were you.
Ruth draws her dagger.
And
How
she
far
just-
away is she from us?
Is my blade glowing?
Oh wait, I don't. I
she-
don't hear her, right?
No, you now noticed her. You didn't
Oh,
notice
okay,
her coming. She just keeps on walking, posing no threat. Your dagger's not or your sword is not glowing.
Do I identify the things that she's walking with?
Do a history check. You know, I wish.
Also,
What's
how
up?
far away is she from us?
About 15 feet.
10.
Okay.
10? You're not quite sure. You have not seen these things before. If anybody else wishes to try to identify them, you can
Yeah,
either
I'll do
roll a
it.
history, or I would even say a survival, or sorry, nature check, and I will give you different information.
I'll take nature.
I'll do a history check.
17.
17?
It doesn't matter.
Ooh,
You know...
I got a 24.
God damn, okay. Nick, you know that these creatures are known to be in blighted forest. They are known commonly as needle blights, and
So I've seen these before.
they can be in swarms and very problematic. Ruth, you know that certain druids can... Summon isn't the right word, but have partnership with such creatures or control such creatures. And that these things in large quantities are never good, and that there are different varieties of needle blights.
Ruth kind of like says under her breath to the group, she's like, "This is not good. There's obviously some kind of alliance here, and those creatures can be very dangerous."
Do not start anything, and we will be fine. And I just tap my scimitar.
You seem well protected, my lady.
As she just continues walking about 30 feet away. You have to be in these forests.
You would recommend the path to the right, then?
You might run into some Vistani, but that is your choice.
Can I make a history check on that word, Vistani?
Go
Yeah,
for
can
it.
I do the same?
Same.
No idea. I got a 5.
19.
Ooh.
Not
Oh,
vampire,
nice.
don't know. Hi, I'm Fafnir. Sorry, what was the rolls again? The good ones?
19.
19, and what did you get, Victor?
11.
Victor, you're not... It's like just clawing at your mind, but you're not quite sure why that word is familiar to you. So, in your journeys, You have come across nomadic campers, nomadic almost tribes of people called Vistani that tell wild tales of a faraway land, but they're generally secretive and guarded with their knowledge.
Okay. So this Santi, whatever you said it was. What was it?
Why am I forgetting the Nick? God damn it,
Vistani?
Vistani. Jesus, I
Vistani.
lost it.
Okay.
Dasani.
Vistani.
Vistani.
Yeah.
Vic?
Yes. I tell the party what they are.
Gratitude, my lady. Have a safe journey home.
Oh, I will.
Before you go,
As she stops and just turns around with like a half-toothy grin, like decaying gums.
I walk right up to her about 5 steps away, and I lean in a little bit.
She don't
Where
smell
is
good.
your home?
Be careful.
My
Where is your
home is, as she just points around, everywhere.
I smile and nod, as you were, and I step back.
Toodaloo. As she just
She is a
continues walking.
druid.
So, you guys planning on making camp here?
Nope, I think we should keep moving.
Left or right?
We're gonna go right and get down by the river, and then look for a place to make camp. Is my suggestion.
I don't think that we should do that, but I mean, should we vote?
I do not care where we make camp, but it should be soon.
Because right was the more dangerous path.
That is what I'm told by
Was
the
it?
persons that
Yeah.
Oh,
left
sorry.
these
was
woods.
I'm going meant. Did she say? Oh, did
yeah,
I get this
left
backwards?
is the safer.
Sorry, we should go
yeah.
left, and then we should look for a place to make camp.
Mm-hmm.
I nod. This is fine. Sul.
Okay.
I nod again.
Alright, so if you travel another mile, it'll be around probably 8, and it will be dark.
Okay.
If
The
that is.
mist is going to get hotter to see, so be careful. Try to breathe shallow.
That is not a problem for me.
Ruth is
So-
mimicking breathing.
So you get right around the initial bend if you see like to the left of F, like
Yep.
4 hexes in. Do you want to set up camp upon the hill or in the valley?
Top of the hill.
Top of the
yes,
Copy that.
indeed.
Yeah.
Getting on top of that hill will take you about another 20 minutes. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Cool.
think it's worth it.
Awesome. Okay, so the force is off in the distance. You are on top of the hill. It is dark. The moon is full. You hear crows off in the distance as there's a faint glimmer of the sun still left. Very, very midnight, or not midnight red, very purple red. Who wants to do what to set up camp?
Can I try to befriend a crow?
Weren't ready for that
Okay.
one, were you?
I really want to. And I think it's a good idea.
Sure.
Okay, what should I roll for that? I believe I do have.
Okay, so
animal
they're up in
friendship as
they're
well.
up in the trees right now. So you'd have to climb the tree and not startle them.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do that. Would that be stealth?
Yes, followed by animal handling. To
Animal
not
friendship or animal handling?
Do you have animal friendship as a spell?
I do.
Do you have to touch it or is it a
Let's see.
Walks up to the tree, points at bird. You are now my friend.
No, it just has to be in range, and it just has to be able
What
to
is the
see and hear
range?
me. However far it can see and hear.
It should tell you.
How far the animal can see and hear.
30 feet.
30 feet. So you would have to climb the tree a little bit and then basically handgun your spell towards the crow. So do a athletics check. Well, you can spider climb. For fuck's sake. Okay. Do you climb the tree or do you just walk up the tree?
I'm gonna climb the tree. I'm gonna
Climb the tree
look
in
as human as
quotations.
possible.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
This is very easy for you. Actually, can you do a performance check for me?
Yeah. Ruth is doing her best to make it look like
I am
slightly
human.
difficult
I'm
as
a
if
human.
a human would.
Are you wearing
I got
armor?
light armor.
Okay, have you ever tried to climb a tree with a backpack on? I imagine it's like that.
Actually, no. But yeah. So I got a 9.
Oof. Fafnir, what are you doing? This is important. What are you doing?
He's building a fire.
Yeah, I'm finding wood and putting a
You're
fire
finding
together.
wood? Okay, what is everybody else doing?
I'm pulling a tent off of my cartoonishly large backpack.
Are you guys actively watching her do this, or are you busy with your tasks?
I am on high alert. I am glancing around. I am looking through the darkness. I am running my full passive perception, listening for the slightest thing that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I'm just keeping the sword like on me because like I'm an old man. I can't really perceive very well, but if danger is coming, then I will know.
Okay. Do a perception check. Well, what did you say you got? A 9?
I got a 9, yeah.
For anybody that is not delving into their work, you do notice that this poor girl is struggling on climbing up this tree.
I'll just glance over, give a little smirk, and continue with what I was doing. If she needs help, she'll ask.
Wait, wouldn't I be climbing the tree very well?
Actually, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's making this tree climbing look just masterclass. Like she goes to the rock wall daily.
Okay, then it's an even smaller glance, and I continue with what I'm doing. Young people, you know, they can do anything.
So you get about 30 feet away and cast your spell. I am not too familiar with animal friendship because I don't run it, to be blunt.
Let's see. What do you know what intelligence crows have?
Yeah, I feel like 4.
Like 2 or 3, probably.
Okay. Because if they have a 4 or higher, the spell fails.
There's no way a crow has a 4 intelligence.
Okay.
Watch me be fucking wrong.
I mean, crows are super intelligent, so.
Correct, but they're not
like
like, how's your day going there, bud? Like,
Yeah.
There is that video of the crow saying, F you. That's
well,
amazing.
yeah, I can teach my bird to do that.
All right, bet. Right, that's what we're gonna do.
It has an intelligence of 2.
Okay, cool. So it just says, otherwise the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
It rolled it rolled 9. I'm assuming that fails. So now what happens? Is it your best friend? Do you got a pet crow now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Isn't it only for a certain amount of time though?
Probably it. And I I actually don't see. No, it's 24 hours.
Okay. So you got yourself a pet raven.
Blank, are you in this stream right now?
The Twitch stream? No.
Yeah. Quote, my God, Blank's voice is like butter. I'd listen to him read his grocery list.
Jesus Christ.
End quote.
Hey, if you want to hear my voice more, you can just follow the Twitch channel or YouTube channel. There you go.
Oh,
Hey.
shameless plug.
Hey, I'm perfectly okay with that.
Hi, my name's Blank. Welcome to Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Today
Yeah.
I'm finding better ways to upstage unit.
No,
Well-
honestly, the next video is going to be here we are, guys. We're going to have our guinea pig unit. He's going to die a bunch of times in our puzzle.
Unit. Wouldn't upstaging involving you have to be on the same stage as him?
Shut up. Right. Anyway, moving on.
Ruth climbs down from the tree with the crow on her like arm, and she looks extremely pleased.
You have made a friend.
Yes, look.
Salt, what are you
he is-
doing?
I love him.
Blank, what are you doing?
I'm probably just helping around the camp, getting everything set up.
Okay.
So, are you related to this fellow? He might be your cousin.
Can you all do
I raised my
Jesus.
eyebrow. Isn't that
Survival
kind
checks.
of racist?
What check was that?
What check?
Survival, so checking or setting up your camp.
17.
Okay.
I bring back the best firewood imaginable.
12.
16.
I got a 13, which makes sense.
It's a pretty okay-ish camp. You got your wood, you got your fire, a somewhat pitched tent. It is dark. What do you all wish to do?
I
Sleep
want to
first
cover
off.
our tents in branches and leaves. I want to hide the camp.
Okay, then do a stealth check
So, someone help an old man with this.
Fafnir will
With
go
with
over.
advantage.
Thank you.
Fafnir is going to be looking at this and say, even if we do camouflage the tents and whatnot and get the fire out, we're
16.
still going to want someone on watch.
I nod.
We should take shifts, one each. 2 altogether. 4 hours.
I'll take first.
I will take
Sounds
second.
good to me. I can be first.
But okay, that is 2 on first watch. I will begin sleeping.
I can take the dawn watch.
Alright.
So, Fafnir and
Actually,
Victor are taking. Oh,
it makes sense for me to be on third watch. I can see the best in the dark.
Okay, then I'll take the last watch.
Okay.
Okay.
So first watch, do a general perception check for me as you toy with the fire, listen for snaps and
I
Oh
assume we
my.
have the fire out in order to work the camouflage.
oh,
So I got
do you
a
guys
6.
oof. Okay. You don't notice anything? Do you have a fire or do you not? That is actually an important question.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Jesus Christ. Nothing happens on this watch. You just mingle with your bird as it is your best friend. You
Yeah.
do hear some howling of wolves. The forest seems to creak. The trees themselves seem to tower over you off in the distance as though they're staring at you. And you are on this open hill. It's damp. You're accustomed to these lands, so it's not really bothering you.
Can I actively try to like look and see if I see anything?
You just did a perception check, so no.
Cool.
Who is next watch?
Me.
Awesome.
Ah.
So, do you wake your boy up, Ruth?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. More important question, do you go to sleep?
I pretend to.
Got it. That would be so uncomfy. Anyways,
Yeah.
Victor, what do you wish to do with your time?
I'm gonna take out my woodcarver's tools and just I'll carve out a horse.
Okay. Do a perception check. Well, if you're doing a visual one, do a disadvantage. If you're doing a, well,
I like to think my eyes are focused on the statue. Can I just listen?
okay, yeah, because you are human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm not
can't.
gonna see in the
You
dark.
can't see shit.
So I'll just make that 17 on perception. I'm also gonna do a sleight of hand for the statue. It's coming along great.
What did you roll? I'm sorry.
For which one?
For the statue.
For the statue was 26.
Oh, okay. Am I getting your rolls? I'm sorry. Oh, I am. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure because that was a request. You are focusing in on your statue as you do hear from 3 different positions. I don't have shout out set up. I really need to work on this with somebody.
Sad.
I can somebody help me? Do I even have the people? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Anyways,
Yeah, I can help later.
yeah. Where was I going? Oh, you hear from 3 different positions larger footsteps coming towards you. However, your
immediately-
sword is not glowing.
It's not humming?
No.
Okay, I'll just continue carving then. It's not gonna hurt us.
You carve. You see in the glow of your light a very muscular human man with a torn attire, and behind him, just out of the sight of the fire, Jesus Christ. 2 sets of glowing eyes in the reflecting off of the fire.
Reflecting off the
Reflecting
fire.
like a dog's
in the-
eyes, or like an animal, like a wild
Oh,
animal.
like the light from the
Like
fire is
yeah.
reflecting
Yeah.
off their eyes.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
color is the eye shine?
Fire colored.
Yeah, I would imagine
greenish
fire-colored.
white, yeah, but yeah.
Well, I will stand at attention, putting the statue down, keeping the dagger in my hand, and approach.
I apologize for the interruption, but the master really wishes to see you tonight.
I tilt my head. Tonight.
We are here to escort you. We were specifically sent by him.
I sit back down, pick up the statue, and whittle away at it again with the dagger. Then your master will understand if we require rest, because we are flesh and blood. We'll be ready soon. Few hours. I continue to whittle away at the statue.
He does not like to be kept waiting. Can you roll a persuasion check for me?
Sure. Dirty 20.
At what
You
point?
see him grunt, like animalistically grunt, as you see like slightly pointed teeth. Do a
I was about to say,
do a survival check for me.
Can I instead
Oh.
lean on my history of hunting werewolves?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Tilt my head and take in his whole silhouette. I've been hunting werewolves my whole life. Is he one with a 19?
Yes. 100% just
So he's
this
muscled and hairy,
correct.
grungy,
Slightly
and
sharp teeth.
his
Oh,
body
shit.
language. His body language also says like he could cut loose at any second.
Yeah, basically like fuck around and find out energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Um,
choose to not fuck around because I've already found out.
Quick question, because I'm not really too sure. In D&D lore, do vampires and werewolves have that same like rivalry?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
that-
Not in my world. It's more
Okay,
complicated than that. Sorry, no
I wasn't
Twilight
sure,
shit
so I
here.
just
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to make sure that he wasn't gonna like recognize me or try to attack me. Or
Now,
anything.
in my
Yeah,
world,
it's-
have they had beef before and gladly go tooth and nail at each other? Yeah, but not because
yeah.
they're wolves and vampires.
but also
It's not a racial hatred, it's to do with individuals.
yeah. It's not like an Illuminati war between the two,
Like the
and
underworld.
like the Underworld
Mhm.
series. But also, if something like that were to occur, that would be like Stone Age fighting the Iron Age as far as planning and education. It
Gotcha.
would. There are, of course, going to be exceptions because curses vary, right? But in general,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
it would be very one-sided.
Nice.
Also, vampires got magic. Werewolves go well. Okay, some of my werewolves also have magic, but the regular run of the mill, they got claw and go bonk. Anyways, we're getting distracted.
We are.
Um,
I told this werewolf that I
Yes.
know definitively is a werewolf, and that 2 of his packmates are behind him.
in full garb, by the way.
Full garb. I thought they were
Like-
wolf eyes.
Yeah, like sorry, that's what I meant. Like in full wolf attire, like just yeah,
Attire? Or
Yeah.
are they wolves?
they're wolves. Sorry, I'm using my. Anyways, they are wolves right
Okay.
now. Yes, except the one.
Yes. Yes. So I am sitting down and working on my statue.
And he
And
grunts and he's like,
I
"Fine, we will be around. Do not keep him waiting too
Yes,
long." As you
yes,
see
do
him.
make sure
Oh,
to stay a fair distance away from the camp. I'd hate to catch your mange.
you see him just smirk as you see him turn around and just peel his face off and turn into a werewolf, and they prowl out.
I spit on the ground. I know they're listening.
Okay, that is what happened during your hours. Do you wish to do anything else before third shift?
No. I've mostly finished the statue.
Okay. You go and wake Fafnir up. Fafnir,
Ugh.
it is your turn.
As I wake you up, it's like my sword in its scabbard, and I'm like gently poking you.
Mhm.
So
You're gonna see him jump up and reach for the sword near his waist and begin to swing towards you, and then stop at the last second.
Yeah, I take an easy step back because you're just waking up, homie.
You're gonna see him like breathing, getting his breathing under control.
And like I'm there like in a fencer's stance, hand behind my back with the. I was ready to deflect. I took an easy step back. It was easy.
You're going to see him slowly put the sword back down again. Apologies. And then he's gonna ease up.
Yeah, I give a big yawn and then say, "There are 3 werewolves about."
Right.
I begin to head back to my tent without more explanation.
As he
Have they-
tells. Oh, sorry.
Have they given intentions?
They're going to be our guides in the morning.
Very good.
As he rests, you do look out with your just very small amount of dark vision, and you do see what seems to be a ripped face on the ground.
Oh.
A human face that has just been like the front, like almost you could like wear as a mask, but like just yeah.
So I've got 300 feet of dark vision. I'm going to scan
Correct.
around. Do I see anything?
Do a perception check for me.
Cool.
Can my
19.
crow like take off and be flying around?
Yeah, it's been doing its own thing. It's just been
Nice.
yep.
19.
19. You don't notice any wolves, but what you do notice is the girl off in the distance just standing in the middle of the field, just staring directly back at you. The one that gave you the scroll. Just almost incorporeal, hair over her face like grudge style. Just a little blue beacon in the mist of the darkness.
He's going to prop himself up, looking back at her. And
How long
he's
do you
gonna-
stare at her?
Most of my shift, I'm just watching for movement. I'm also I'm pulling in more details. Can I see like the clothes she's wearing? You know, get a closer age.
Not from this distance. You just know from what you gathered is she's a very young girl, around like 8 or 9. From what you did see of her face, she had a like peeled back eye where the flesh was starting to decay, and what looked like ghostly maggots eating at it. And yeah, tattered clothing.
While he's sitting there, watching her, he's going to, with his hands, remove his card deck.
So
His
as you
pocket.
go down to remove your card deck and you look back
no,
up,
as in I am looking at her
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm just using my hands to do it.
okay.
I'm gonna start just folding and rifling through the cards, turning them and practicing tricks while I just continue to watch her.
This is a 4-hour-long staring contest. She does not move. Just the darkness, the moon, and a ghostly visage, and the crackling of the fire.
Yep.
That's the end of your shift.
I'm gonna. I assume as soon as I stand up and look away for a second, she's gonna disappear.
Do you look back?
Yeah.
She's gone.
Called it.
He's gonna go over to Sol and he's going to nudge him slightly and then take a step back.
Sol just wakes up and gets up slowly.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sleep well.
I have had better. Henkel informed me that there are 3 werewolves prowling the perimeter. There apparently are guides in the morning. I've also seen that ghostly girl out there. I think she's keeping an eye on us. Keep a close
Well,
watch. Wake me
if
you
I see
something.
anything.
Yeah. And he's gonna offer you his deck of cards before he goes to bed.
I'll take them.
Go and lie down and get a few hours more sleep.
Okay. You sleep. Sol, what do you wish to do with your time?
Probably just play with a deck of cards and watch the sunrise come up.
So, you do see that the morning glows begins, except it is still heavily obscured by that thick, misty fog. As you're playing with the cards, the crow plucks one of your feathers from you, enthralled by your colorful nature, and starts trying to like put it into its own feathers, and just looks up at you.
I look back and try to pluck one of its feathers to put on me.
Do a dexterity
that.
or do sleight of hand versus
Sleight of hand.
dexterity.
Which one?
Makes sense.
It nat 20'd. So yeah, just do a sleight of hand. If you nat 20, we can do this, but
No, 8.
okay. You try to go for it, and then it like just ruffles its feathers, backs off, and flies on top of the tent and just stares at you
Okay.
as it's trying to like put its feather more neatly into the its body, or its feathers, whatever you want to say. Nothing more eventful happens. You do hear more of the howling of the wolves, creaking, the wind, and then the sun is up. Right when you see the actual sun itself, just crescent, you see 3 wolves like running up to you. 3 werewolves, large humanoid wolves. As the one shrinks down into its human state again, as you hear its cracking of its bones and body forming back, his hair just starts falling off. It is time to go. We gave you the night for you to rest. It is dawn. We must travel.
Very well. Let me just wake everyone up, then we can pack up.
With haste.
All right, I go wake everyone up.
When Ruth wakes up, she like bows her head and she's like, "Oh, I have a terrible headache. Does anyone have some cloth?"
How long has it been since you fed?
Exactly. It's been like probably around 24 hours.
I can retcon this, and if you choose to go hunting during this time, you can.
Oh, true. Okay.
I didn't think about to say that during this time, but is that
During
something?
the night, while we're all
Is that
asleep.
something you wish to do?
Would it draw too much suspicion from the rest of the group?
You could
Not
go.
if we're all asleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, fair. Yeah. I'll try to do that. I'll try to be as quiet as possible.
Do a survival
even-
check.
My rolls have been terrible today. I got a 10.
Okay, that's average. It takes you some time, but you do come across some wild goats.
Very nice. I'm going to try to sneak up on one and like pounce on it.
Do a stealth check.
$11.
Cool. Yeah, you sneak up and you just lunge at it, grabbing on its neck, snapping it, and you feed. You drain it of its blood. Is there anything else you wish to do? Well, yeah, you already did what you wished to do.
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna try to like, at least like, hide the body in a way.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just like drag it somewhere and like put some leaves or anything around on top of it. I try to be respectful. I don't just like to leave their corpses there.
Okay, so you do a little burial. Cool. All right. And then, so you're fed. I'll have to remember that in the future. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
No, you're good.
And speaking of, cool. You all wake up to 2.5 wolves or werewolves looking at you expectantly.
I
So-
take my time putting everything back onto my backpack, making sure all of it's right. And now and again, I'm going to look over at the lead werewolf and give him a taunting smirk.
Fafnir is going to discreetly study this werewolf. He has encountered one of the blooded warriors before. How does this compare? What's different?
So how do I compare these two? The blooded werewolves are like wild civilized folk, like a Tarzan, if you will. And these werewolves are that old uncle that you don't talk to because he's weird, grungy, and doesn't know how hygiene works.
I see. I'm specifically mentioning the one that saved my life. Is the one I'm comparing it to.
They look pretty similar, yeah.
Okay. Is there like features I can pick out that will denote werewolves to me in future?
Like the difference between the two?
No, how I can pick out, like, how I can, in future, if I were to find someone who I suspect is a werewolf, are there features I
You
can
could
see?
probably talk to your werewolf buddy.
Or
I
your
probably will.
werewolf hunter friend.
I probably will, but first I'm trying to figure it out for myself before
Of course, of course.
Do a... What role would this be?
He's asking for knowledge about something in nature.
Yeah,
So...
yeah, okay, nature works. Yeah, you're right, Nick.
I got a dirty 19.
The one that is a human right now seems to be very hairy for even a human. You do also notice the pronounced teeth as he's been talking, and hungry eyes almost.
Hungry eyes.
Yeah, not the glowing red kind, but otherwise calm. Like the I'm going to chew on you right now eyes.
And on the wolves themselves, can I discern anything else that would like be different from a normal wolf?
Can I hit this
Oh,
one? Can I do it?
Go
Can I do it?
for it.
Those eyes are smarter. The way they're looking at you, the way they're looking at the camp and everything, there's understanding behind those eyes.
Analysis. I see. Okay. So I'm going to fascinate myself with doing that after my little bits and pieces are packed up. Oh yeah, I'm going to go over to Sul and ask for my card deck back.
Oh yeah, yeah. I hand it back to him.
He's going to reshuffle them and put them away.
Ruth, you do notice that your burb friend is gone.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, he left.
Are you ready to go now?
Ruth is.
Fafnir
I
will
am-
nod.
Did you
I have
make sure
everything
that
put
your hair
together.
is brushed, Hunter?
I don't respond. I simply look at him expectantly.
This way. They will... Ah! My map! It's a map. It's a map. They are going to follow the path. You are going to cross another... What's the word I'm looking for, bud?
Bridge.
Bridge, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
I knew I should have taken a nap, I told myself. And you, to the left of this bridge, is this beautiful waterfall. From the the half a day that you have been here, beauty is not common around these parts. It seems to be, the environment seems to be malicious at best and utterly just depraved of all beauty and natural nature to itself. So, it's a nice little escape from your current situation.
Very nice.
As you guys continue on, you start hearing what seems to be the grunting and clupping of stationary horses, and you come upon a expected carriage. It is about mid-ish day, 1 in the afternoon. All right, this is your transport. Notably, there seems to be no driver.
Okay, well, just get in.
Mm-hmm.
Should
Oh.
one of us drive the carriage, or?
I look over at Ruth, and everything appears to be automated and perfected for our arrival. If he does not provide a driver, then we do not need one.
Is there a sigil on the side of this cut? On the side of this?
You do recognize
coach?
that the family crest of the stamp is the same as the seal on the letter, the scroll.
Okay.
Draught is very fancy, man. I see.
As you guys pile in, you start traveling, and it takes you get about there at 5 if you leave right now. So you guys get into the carriage and clop away. And the carriage, you do hear a whipping sound. And the horses start going as you continue down this trail, and the werewolves go off into the distance. As you guys speed up, you see that just the forest keeps going and going, and well, sorry, not the forest, just the hilly environment and the mist off in the distance with the forest. From what you've seen so far, there is large amounts of forests in this kingdom. And you do notice about halfway through your trip that there is, if you look out the window, a castle approaching, a very large castle, as the light of the sun starts to dim and dim and dim.
I provide a grim look to everyone in the party.
Does Ruth remember any or?
Oh, you've
recognize
been
any of
here.
this? Okay.
It's
As
not
we
your
have
favorite place to go.
I was gonna say, does she get like a foreboding feeling almost?
Yeah, you have been here. You've met the man.
As we approach the castle, you're going to notice that Fafnir slides his pendant on his collar ever so slightly down so his cloak covers it.
As though it is the beginning of the evening, it seems as though it is night. Rain is coming down, lightning, thunder, as you come upon what seems to be a castle that is almost expecting you, greeting you. Do you guys wish to stop the carriage or go beyond the castle walls?
Shall we wait and even see if the carriage comes to a stop at the gate?
We should get out when the carriage stops, I think.
Yeah.
For all we know, this Strad Vanzarovich has put us into a trap box. In which case, if we leave, then we get zapped or something.
As
Who's
you're
to say?
talking, you see the gates opening up, and as you pass them, they slowly go back down. You are within the walls and in front of the entrance, and the carriage stops. As the door opens to the carriage by itself,
Fafnir's
you
gonna
are
climb out
greeted by this ghost girl once again, Fafnir, and the group, and she just points to the main door and says nothing as she just disappears.
I walk past in stride, giving her a nice little nod, and I head towards the doors.
Ruth is gonna follow.
Yeah, Fafnir's with them as well.
Same.
The doors open by themselves. You are greeted by what seems to be a decaying fortress in disarray. You are staring at a plaza that has two staircases going up. White marble with a chandelier above you that is well beyond its good years and doesn't look good. There is a door going to the left, door going to the right, and as you all walk in, you look up and hear, "Good evening, friends. It is so nice for you to join us, Ruth. I see that you have brought a party."
Yes, these are my companions. And
Your
then she kind of goes
uncle will
around.
be... Oh, sorry, forgive me. Your aunt will be so pleased.
I am
to
pleased to
have.
see her again.
Are they capable?
Yes, I believe so.
Henkel looks over
I
at
agree.
Sewell. Henkel looks over at Sewell with grandpa eyes that say, "Stay sharp."
Soul,
Fafnir's
do
gonna...
actually everybody do a perception check for me. As
yeah,
you
Fafnir's
see
studying this guy.
as you see him snap his fingers and all the light fixtures around you suddenly ignite with flame and then it's lit up in this area.
11.
15.
15?
17.
17. Soul and Nick, you both notice that he's toying with a red feather in his hands.
Oh. Well, I see where the crow went.
Cool. Oh. And then I look over at Ruth.
She's quite apprehensive, and she's also looking at the feather with like a little bit of confusion.
Oh,
Yeah.
anyways.
I turn back to our host.
As much as I like pleasantries, we have a problem that the council and I have begrudgingly accepted and needs a more lively touch to it.
Most definitely. Oh, I would like to bring to attention the squalid nature of your people in the village of Barovia.
Do you
We can
always
get to
talk out
work
of turn?
immediately.
I take a one critical look at him. Usually.
I will say this once, if you are in my home, speak when spoken to. Am I clear?
You seem to think that we are regular livestock. We are not. We are experts. You are
My
asking
friend.
for help.
If I wanted you to be livestock, you would not be here. There are greater things at play than you.
I nod.
So come.
Listening.
Do you follow? He's requesting you
Yes.
to. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys.
I was waiting for it.
Sorry. You go up the stairs. To give some description to the man himself. He is a elf and dressed in very fine garbs with red accents, purple hues, and just very royal attire. As he's walking along, you do see a grand painting of him in armor and a sword, holding a helmet.
Is this the warrior I know of legend?
A grand visage, more or less, yes.
Trying to assume that you are the host, not simply his butler.
I thought it was obvious.
It was. I believe introductions are in order.
Oh, where are my manners? As he stops suddenly and swings around. I am Thrad von Zarovich, as he, puts his one foot behind the other and does a bow. Welcome to Castle Ravenloft.
I snap my heels together. Hello, I am Dr. Victor Henkel.
I hope my people have treated you kindly. As you just see him smirk.
I snort.
His Excellency's people appear to be quite incapable of treating anyone in any way at all. Being so terrified.
This is Fafnir Ran.
I already know who all of you are.
My eyebrows are raised and my head jerks with dramatic shock.
I have Fafnir. I have obviously Ruth. And if I remember correctly, you are the werewolf hunter. Yes, Doctor?
I nod.
And then we have Zaza the Tormented. And then, as he puts, you see his nose go up. And the Gravelor.
It is Raffaello.
Right. Anyways, follow me.
Yeah, he doesn't know who I am.
I almost forgot.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
As he turns around and puts his finger up and snaps. And so, your feather is very nice. Anyways, we have business.
I turn around looking at Soul like my lips puckered ooh, he likes you.
Ruth is a little scared. She's like, I hope he doesn't.
The doors, as he's walking, automatically keep opening for him.
Fafnir's expression, for anyone looking, is totally blank. He is not betraying any emotion, but he does not take his eyes off the Count. Not for an instant.
As he's walking. Oh. You get to a chamber that seems to be a library of sorts. As you see a giant mirror that is clean, pristine, out of the norm compared to everything else. As you see him touch the runes. Alright, friends. Well, I'm sorry. He turns. Ruth, your uncle will want to speak to you. As he looks at all of you. We're going to the court. We have much to discuss. Doctor, try to hold your tongue. As you see him step through the mirror as it liquefies and wobbles.
I turn to Ruth.
Good.
Yes,
You've done this before.
Henkel just he shakes his head as he moves towards the mirror.
You will have some explaining to do.
Quick question. Does this
What's up?
mirror show reflections before you pass through it, or is it just a portal?
Yeah, it right now, since he activated it, is like a silvery almost like goo-like movement.
Okay.
So no, not right now.
Mr. DM, have I seen something like this before? Or read about it?
Not of this variety, no.
No, okay. So, Vatlin is going to step through after the
So,
count.
is there anybody that doesn't walk through?
Ruth does. She walks through.
Soul?
Walks through but cautious.
Okay. As you walk through, you are in a small, what looks like dressing room, and the Count is already walking as you guys walk out into what looks like a grand meeting hall, cathedral-esque. And you stare down and see three banners, one adorned with a red rose, the other with script, and the other, all three of them actually, with several crests on them, hanging down from this chapeler, basically. And
Do I know the banners?
no.
Okay.
You see that you have several other individuals already expecting you. And you hear hushes and whispers. Do you continue following the Count? Do you veer off? Do you wish to do any insight checks, investigation checks, anything in that matter?
I'm gonna follow the count.
Okay.
I'm following the count, but I am scanning the room as I do it.
I would like to look for traps.
Okay. Your sword, by the way, is heavily humming right now.
Okay.
Um,
Then I would also like to ready an action to attack the first creature that lunges within my
okay.
range.
I'll be at the back of the party, watching for anybody sneaking up.
You see the. Can you do an investigation for traps, or perception if you're trying to see them?
My pass
Yeah.
is 18.
That's fine. You don't see
I
anything
have-
initially.
14.
You have what unit?
I have a passive insight of 19. I'm looking for details or anything I can deduce.
Strahd has not seemingly been aggressive, but by his tone and demeanor, if you were to turn on him, he is ready to defend himself.
I'm also like, would this be insight or investigation? I'm also
For what?
scanning the room and looking to see if I can denote a hierarchy, who is more or less powerful. Like,
Well, let me get
details,
there.
Drinking them in.
The
Okay.
middle chair is empty as you see Strahd just walk up, sit down, and throw his leg across his other one. As he looks to his left, you see a forgive me. Where are you? Nope. I need another monitor. You see your aunt Ruth dressed in a fine black wispy dress, book in hand, glowing green eyes, long black nails, and then to Strahd's right, his left, is who you know to be Ruth, Jacob Morrow. He has slicked back hair, very fine fit, like a almost a composer jacket with black leather boots, and all of his attire his right below his knees, and he has gauntlets that seem to be almost imbued with what seems like bone encased in copper. And then to the further right, you see what you could only describe as a humanoid bat that is in loose robes and is just staring you guys down. And then two more. To the direct left is a pale elf that has golden neck jewelry and a loose red robe. And then standing is, sorry, one of them is sitting, is a male, long black hair, and standing beside him seems to be a little girl dressed in red as well, royal attire. Any questions?
Ruth like walks up in front of her aunt, and she's like, "Aunt," and she like puts her right arm across her waist with her feet together and bows to her.
You see her just smile with her fangs. It's so good to see you, my dear. How was your trip?
It was, as it could be, very pleasant.
Was it informative? Did you meet any fun people on the outside?
Well, I don't know if
Besides,
fun would
as
be
she
my
points,
description, but
she points spindly with her fingers, like waving them. Besides your pets beside you.
yes, well, I can see that you're quite proud of your skill, and I suppose that is a good thing.
Well, it's good to have you back. I don't want to keep the Count waiting. He is somewhat impatient right now.
Ruth just nods.
What is everybody else doing?
I'm giving Fafnir the look of, fuck, you were right.
He is standing there like as if carved from granite. There is no emotion. Nothing is being betrayed. He is just looking.
From what you have deduced, you are not staring at one vampire lord. You are staring at 7.5.
Yes. He is currently doing the calculation of whether he should either should hear this out, or whether he should reach for Bombat's improvised holy mist grenades and grenade them all right here, right now, and try and kill every last one of them before they kill anyone else.
Is your hand, like, doing
No,
anything?
he is as solid as granite. It is his mind that is ticking over.
Stonewall Jackson.
Mhm.
Ruth turns to Fafnir, and she's like gesturing to her aunt, and she's like, "They're not biologically related."
Henkel snorts.
Strahd, drinking from a glass, puts it down, sighs heavily. So from my understanding, Doctor, you are more or less the leader of this group?
I look around at
Hey.
you guys and I shrug. Sure.
You seem to be the one leading the
Always the
charge,
men.
no? I'm not trying to be insulting to you, Ruth, but... Anyways. So... Obviously, I will not bring such... delicious little mortals into my realm if I did not have a purpose. To
I
be...
presume that purpose is not ritualistic feeding.
No, friend, if I want... Ugh. It pains me that we're so forward with what we are, but it was a necessity. How do I put this? Some time ago, are you familiar with the collapse of the architects, the ones before?
I nod. I've heard this story many times. Many variations.
Well, unfortunately, a side effect of their misdeeds has been a tear and catapulting of my realm and my compatriots' realm into yours. So, I don't know about you, Fafnir, but I don't want to be on your little plane of existence, and I don't want your plane of existence to be on mine. I would like to go back home in plain terms. Does that make sense?
I could not agree more.
Well,
Great.
I will say that if you're asking Fafnir, he would send you back to your makers immediately. However, I assume that is not what you had in mind.
If it was only that easy. There is a place southwest of here that holds many secrets and anchors to this place. I need you to get rid of whatever tear in existence that is leaking my realm into yours. Either destroy the cut, seal it up, I don't care. I just want it taken care of.
I cross my arms and I tilt my head at him. You know that none of us are wizards, no?
From my knowledge, you do have a wizard.
Oh, right. I turn and I nod in Zaza's direction. Right. Yes, we have one wizard.
Why are you not capable of this yourselves?
An excellent question.
You see in the blink of an eye that he just suddenly like bamps in front of you, Fafnir, as he like tiptoes his hands like up your armor.
Fafnir does not move. He is locked still and he is staring.
He just grins smiley with his fangs in full display as he just like goes, his head leaning into your ear. Friend, I am a man of many feats. Do you not think if it was possible for a man of my wizardry expertise and combat prowess, I would have not already done it myself? The solution eludes me. I have brought many adventurers to fix this, and they have all failed. And here you stand before me yet again, hopefuls to fix my problem, our problem.
Mr. Zarovich, if I may.
You're going to see him turn his head to face the vampire lord, and he's going to say, in which case, what is it that we get out of such an arrangement? I do not consider my life particularly worthwhile, but nothing comes for free.
For a vampire hunter, the fact that I will not exist on your material realm should be enough. As he walks away and goes to sit down again.
Your spawn still will.
More or less they will leave with me, if you get my meaning.
If I may, Mr. Zarovich.
Man, you really are a talkative one. What do you want, Hunter?
In the hypothetical that we either betray or outwardly deny your request, how quickly would you kill us?
Ruth kind of like steps forward and she's looking at Strahd with kind of like a cutting expression, and she's like, "Do not hurt my friends."
I snort
Little
again.
one, you misplace yourself. He looks over at your aunt. Can you please remind your niece of her place? As he snaps his head back to you, Nick. To be blunt, we could toy with you a little bit and have probably the countryside take you, or we just paint the ground red with you right now.
I shrug and look over at Fafnir. Seems fair.
It is not a request, it is a demand.
And I just look over my shoulder at him and like dismissively nod, like, I'm gonna turn back to the group. How do we feel? Do we want to die as mending this martyrs here? Or do we want to send these bastards back to the Shadow Realm?
We have purpose here. We require entrance into the shroud, into the mist.
I could
Indeed.
offer you safe passage out of here once this task is complete, but that is my ultimatum.
How do we feel?
Ruth looks very upset. She's kind of
And
just like, her
from
eyes
my-
keep darting between the group and Strahd.
And he smirks again. From my reports, the war, or I should say in a more plain matter, slaughter of thousands of people by... What is it? I've been told...
The Black Legion.
Yes, the Black Legion. This is very troublesome for your people.
What are you insinuating?
Maybe... Now I will admit some of my court does not agree with my thoughts on this, but maybe I could sweeten the pot by offering some assistance in your endeavor with these Black Legion.
What sort of assistance?
Oh, General, would you please show yourself? As you see, you start hearing organized marching, and out of the sides of each side behind you of this long cathedral, you hear the marching and clanking of armor. As you see on each side 10 and then an additional 10 of everybody do a history check for me.
Okay.
Would I have advantage?
Natural 20.
Oof.
God damn. Yes.
14.
5.
I got a 4 and an 8. Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
So who was above an 18?
I was.
Okay.
Only blank.
I was natural
Tool
20s.
knows a surprising amount about Barovia. I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I know.
So these are Death Knights. Furthermore, the somehow you know this, there is an 11th one that walks out is a famed general of a Death Knight general that is in command of all of these. I will give you my general and his men and his pet that he has, and if I'm feeling in the mood for bloodshed, I might even show up myself.
Was the pet.
The pet. It is a hungry beast, I'll put it that way.
Fafnir is going to glance over to Henkel and give a imperceptible nod of assent to the agreement.
You see him
I-
perk up. So, we have a deal?
I spin around on my heel, look at Strahd, and give a very deep bow. We accept your generous offer.
You see him pull out some parchment and a pen starts writing. He puts it in front of either of you. Would you be so kind to sign?
Fafnir is going to take it and read it exceptionally carefully, drinking in every single word, comma, and dot on this piece of paper.
Do you
He's
read?
reading the fine print.
Do you read Infernal?
No, I don't. I read a bristle.
Damn,
Someone
that
read
sucks.
He's gonna
These are
cast-
letters.
I can speak it. Does that mean I can read it?
Yes, you can read
Yep.
it.
Ruth knows exactly what it says.
So I'm going to turn to the party and say, "Does one of you read Abyssal?"
I snort again.
Infernal.
Yeah, I snort.
Yes, I do. I
I'm
do.
going to ask you to come over, and I'm going to ask you to read the whole thing to me, word for word, comma for comma.
Ruth gives a throat clear, very convincing throat clear. And she's like, "Okay," and then she
It goes
proceeds to
in
read everything.
extravagant detail about how there are points of accomplishment that you are to go down to. It is in bold. Amber Temple, and relieve the realm of this curse, as it puts in quotations, and to basically what Strahd says. It does go off into the legality of if this contract is broken, that all party members are to be either killed or turned into vampire spawn and spread between the different counts.
Ruth kind of pauses and she was like, "This was not what you told me."
I do need some collateral.
She like huffs. She's like,
I'm going to scan through again, and I'm going to ensure that absolutely nothing that Ruth has said talks about being, soul bonded or anything else.
Oh, you know, if you're a vampire spawn, you are bounded to that count.
No, I know, but about us while on the contract, any deception or,
No, you are not. You are bound by abandonment. If you abandon this quest and do not complete it, you're fucked.
He's going to nod and he's going to say, "Bring ink."
Oh, friend, I have my pen right here as it floats over to you. Are you ready to sign?
Fafnir will give a nod.
And are you the voice of your party?
I am on this matter.
You are signing for them. Say it.
I hereby sign in agreement for the party.
As those last word leaves your lips, the pen pricks your finger, sucking up a bit of your blood, and signs your name in blood as it burns into the contract. Was
Ruth
that
kind of
so
like angles
hard?
herself away.
May I make an Arcana check on what I just witnessed?
Go for it.
I want to know if I've seen this kind of contract making before with a 10.
By the way, Fafnir is going to have guessed what is about to happen and popped his gauntlet off.
Ah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to seal it in and lock it back into place.
You've heard of this, but you've never seen it in person.
Okay.
You've heard of contracts that use blood or other collateral.
With your excellency's permission, we would stay the night in the castle.
It would be my pleasure. We would just need to go back to my abode.
We will set off at dawn.
Sleep over here.
We can go right now, friend. Our business is complete unless you wish to talk to my counterparts for whatever reason. Ruth,
Is my
don't
blade still humming?
No, it is calmed down.
Well, I'm gonna just stand at the back of the group waiting for everyone to be ready. I guess.
Ruth, catch up with your aunt. Hang out a while. We can feast. I promise it will be real food.
Fafnir is going to do an about turn at that and march back towards the portal.
Ruth looks very irritated and upset, but she kind of just like hangs around her aunt.
What exciting adventures are going to follow you. It's going to be so interesting when you come back and tell me the stories. I can't wait.
It's kind of like a young teenager like talking to an authority figure. Ruth is like, these people, I care about them. I was not prepared for this.
Well, you know, mortals, they leave this world so well. Try to leave this world so quickly. If one of them do fall, make sure to bring them back because I could, turn them into something spectacular.
I would never want that in a million years.
Oh, honey, why are you being such a prude?
Ruth just kind of like turns away quickly, like she does the like hair flip thing except with her cloak.
Young vampires. As she just goes back to her book.
Is Fafnir still around?
I walked back through the portal at this
Oh,
point,
the
though.
portal is not
Okay.
functional. You are staring at a mirror right now.
Well, he's walked to the portal and he's glancing back up
Gotcha.
at the count with an expectant look on his face.
Your friend seems to be wanting to leave. Does anybody else have any business?
I'm gonna shrug and say, does anyone have free equipment that they would like to provide for us to allow us to be more successful? I'm just yelling it to the court.
You see the man Jacob, as I described, slicked back hair, bones, and encased in bronze. Stand up. A small mist follows him as he walks in his leather boots. I have a interesting experiments that I wish to be field tested by someone other than myself, if you are interested.
I'm listening.
He has a satchel on his side and he pulls into it, muttering under his breath. I would like this tested on something of flesh, as you see a what seems to be a mutilated like orb that is covered in like flesh of different types stapled together. I wish to see if it is the staples act as shrapnel and it actually does a decent amount of damage. If you would not
This is a
mind.
grenade.
It is a flesh grenade, yes. Isn't it beautiful?
I crinkle my nose and I gingerly take it with a pinch of 2 fingers. Thank you.
Hands it to Greyfellor.
Immediately, yeah.
He pulls into his sack again. And then, this is more practical. It is a simple weapon made out of a giant female. It's very boring. I want it out of my collection.
Okay,
Any
so I take the
takers?
giant femur.
So you have a short sword made out of giant bone now.
I have a what?
You have a short sword made out of a engraved and sharpened giant's femur.
Aha.
Hmm.
I look over at Sewell and I like half-heartedly grin at you, like, eh?
I give him a little smile back.
If you wish to come to my shop at a later time, I have more stuff. But this is what I've been carrying on me in happenstance, to be honest. These
Yeah, I'm-
meetings are incredibly boring. They go on and on and on. That I just want to go and build my flesh golems and other things. But no, Strahd, as he looks over at Strahd, has to be dramatic. Has to be the showman he is. And I just want to play with my toys.
I walk up to Sewell and I gently press the bone sword into your chest. Onto your chest.
I take it.
Be careful, I did enchant this thing. It is very dangerous, very sharp.
So it's a +1 short sword.
No. It is a when it is a short sword that does 2d6 would it be necrotic? It drains the blood out of somebody, and
What's the name of it?
I don't have a name right now. I'm not that quick.
No.
The bone sword. It
The mosquito.
actually that's a good
The
that's a,
bone sword.
yeah. So it does an additional 2d6 damage, and then half of that is turned into temporary hit points.
Is it stronger in the morning?
No. Wait, what are you talking about?
Sex, Spencer.
Nothing.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see.
R/whoosh.
Nope, that's not it.
I had to order, on a completely unrelated note, I ordered a fan for myself because holy fuck, it's like 45 degrees out and I'm sweating because 3rd floor. Ah!
Anyway,
Summertime's gonna be miserable.
we ready to go through the portal?
If you guys are, yes, I am ready to go.
Okay, let's go.
Wonderful! As he puts his fingers across the runes and you step through the mirror back to which you came. Now, I have not had guests for quite some time, but do you wish to have food? Yes?
I look at him very critically. Real food?
Yes, that is what I said, real food.
I nod.
Wonderful. The dining hall is 2 doors down, 1 to the left. Continue straight for 3 doors and then take a right.
Right.
I will
Very
have
well.
my servants prepare food for you. As he tucks the contract into his inner pocket. I wish you the best of luck. And I will be watching as you see him burst into a cloud of ravens and flies up.
The second he is out and gone from the room, Fafnir will turn to Victor and hand him a little vial, right? Glass vial.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see it has what looks like water in it. And he will say, if you are about to be bitten, drink this.
Oh.
It
That is a
will
good
not-
idea.
It will not save your life. It will mean you will not come back.
Is this holy water?
Yes.
I will say on a side note, Fafnir, vampires and D&D and my world, that there's more to becoming a vampire than just getting gnawed on the neck.
Well, if you're about to be converted, he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you are about to be changed, drink this.
Chug up, have your insides melt. Yay!
I think it's better than the alternative.
I would offer you a silver coin, but I believe you have many.
Gratitude.
I follow the Count's directions and go get dinner.
Yes, I'm going to walk.
You meet in this grand hall that has quickly got prepared, and there is full pig stuffed with the apple. There's turkey legs. There's fruit pies. There's massive arrays of dessert. There, just any succulent food you could think of is sitting on the table right now.
Fafnir is going to find a place. He's going to open his pockets and pull out his wrapped rations. He's going to set them on the plate and dig in.
Ruth builds herself a plate, and then she's like, I'm going to take this to my room for some privacy. And she like exits the hall with the plate.
Sorry, you were putting food on your plate?
Yes.
Hankel's just gonna look at you with like a withering look. I did not think that vampires could eat regular food.
Ruth is like shocked. She's like,
Fafnir says they cannot, and looks back at her.
Ruth sighs. She's like, you are right. And she just like puts it down on the table.
You do know that there are feeding pits about 2 stairwells down, though.
Yeah, I think she's still feeling pretty alright.
Okay. Shocked
Well-
Pikachu face when you were talking to your vampire aunt.
Fafnir is going to look at Ruth and say, born or converted?
Converted. Long ago. 100 years at least.
He is going to nod.
I did not ask for this. I was a human in my previous life.
Tell me, how often have you thought about eating us?
Never, I swear. I am
I
not
lean
like...
in with that grandpa look, like, really?
She like meets him with like an honest gaze. She just like looks back at him. I am not like other vampires that you might meet. Not many of them have the same morals that I do.
I nod, satisfied, and I return to my plate.
Fafnir is going to look at you and say,
Do a con say, I'm joking. I'm joking.
That would ruin the moment.
Fafnir is going to look back at you and say, trying to control it.
No, I drink animals' blood, unfortunately. And I make sure to do it with enough time that I don't have any adverse side effects.
Mr. DM,
Yes.
a piece of lore information I would like before I continue this conversation.
Okay.
I'm assuming my order has encountered vampires like this. What is the standard operating procedure under these circumstances?
I mean, I would
Didn't
think
you
it's
say
burn
that
them
you
all.
like you slaughter them no matter what?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, yeah. Unless you're
Is the
deciding
ass-
to interrogate them, but you're normally vampires don't try to hold back.
Do some try? Like, I'm
I
thinking,
would say at
Probably
first.
unsuccessfully.
Yeah, at first, but then the beast takes them.
I see. So he's going to glance back up at her and say, I have read of some who try to control their thirst that way. It never works for long.
Well, if they are separated from game, then I assume that that is correct. But if you are skilled and calculated, then it is not much of a problem.
He's going to shake his head. When this is done, Will you return here, or will you come to our world?
I do not know.
Think
I have
on it.
enjoyed this world for a long time.
Completely breaking the tension of the situation, Henkel's gonna like bump Fafnir with his elbow and be like, "Have you tried the blueberry pie?"
Ruth kind of looks at the food with like this like weird like it's almost like a detached like longing expression. Like part of her remembers eating pie when she was a human.
Soul, you're so quiet.
Soul's just been busy eating fish the entire time.
He's
He's not really
stuffing
paying
his beak.
attention to anything else.
Do you,
Hungry for fish.
do you down it like a seagull, like just like lift up and like do the whole like
Hole in
throat?
you.
Exactly.
That's how
It's
I'm
whole.
imagining it. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's whole. It doesn't even. No chewing is involved.
That
So you-
picture's perfect.
So yeah, you just see him picking up fishes by the tail and like just like deep throating it as it goes in.
Mhm.
There's like 10 different types of fish on the table.
Fafnir is going to continue to ignore Victor Henkel and is going to continue to look at Ruth.
Yeah,
For a moment.
your dried lamb jerky is just stellar.
Yeah, I
And
turn
then
around
he's
in my
get-
chair, look at Ruth, and give her that grandpa shrug of, "I tried."
He's going to then return to his rations.
Okay.
Without saying another word.
As you guys continue, you see black mists just come through the doorway and then form at the far end of the table as Strahd puts his feet up on the table. Are you enjoying your food?
Big sigh, and I roll my eyes, continuing to enjoy my blueberry pie, but now begrudgingly.
The guest chambers will be shown to you by one of my servants.
Kind of you.
I have readied them for you and any bathing that needs to get done, because I know the road can be harsh. Those goddamn trains. I'm so sorry. Anyways, holy fuck.
Jig is up. Ruth just kind of sits down next to the doctor.
Mm. So, is it true that you're always cold all the time?
Unfortunately.
I look over at Strahd, and I look back to Ruth, still waiting for a response.
You see him just puff out of existence, like just misforms again. You hear like several doors slam.
Yes, but my memories of a human are very faint, but I remember being cold all the time then too. Perhaps from illness, I don't know.
Interesting. You see, interesting thing about lycanthropy is that it increases the metabolism, which is why you are able to find lycanthropes in a wide variety of ecosystems. Vampires,
Oh.
my understanding is that you are not quite so adaptable physically, but you're crafty. And you don't technically need to eat. Was my understanding, Fafnir?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't catch the
Uh,
last few.
Henkel just asked Fafnir if vampires could theoretically never eat. I mean, yeah, like the beast would take them, right? But theoretically.
Not without suffering a total breakdown in control.
Right. Anyways, I just think it is interesting. I have not had a chance to interact with vampires ever.
You should
I-
count yourself lucky, and Fafnir will stand up after finishing his food and walk out of the room.
Yeah, I just let it go.
Ruth sighs and she's like, he probably doesn't agree, but I actually feel quite the same as he does.
And Henkel nods, saying, "No,
as
I do
you
count myself lucky."
as you are talking, you notice out of several of the shadows, the shadow almost comes alive and comes up and has like a more or less hand just start picking up the dirty plates as this living shadow just starts cleaning and walks through or goes through the doors to take the plates from you.
Yeah.
I rather like him. I call him Benjamin.
I was not
She's
expecting
referring
that.
to the shadow.
Yeah, I know. How was the fish, Sul?
Very excellent.
You have a
Unfortunately,
favorite?
there's not more.
As you cough up the bones.
Yeah, as I cough out the bones.
Oh. I give you that like pained smile.
The customer service smile.
Yes. I'm glad that you enjoyed your meal. I did as well. Now, I personally am going to retire, find my bed. I stand up and grab my massive backpack and follow the directions.
You're actually met by the girl, but she is now floating, no feet, and this time with a visage of a noose around her neck and the rope dangling,
Henkel glares at it.
with her neck twisted and broken.
Has she been waiting for Henkel? Has Fafnir been waiting outside this time, or?
As you guys get up to leave, basically, is when she apparates.
So I guess I
Outside
caught
the
up to
door.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably like outside the door or something.
You're gonna find Fafnir just staring at it.
This
Yeah,
way.
I
As
join you in glaring at it.
As she begins to talk, it like gurgles this way. As she just faintly starts floating. And
As we're walking down the hallway, Henkel's gonna lean over and say, "You have a name?" to the girl.
she doesn't respond.
Are you awake in there? I hope you are asleep.
Mr. DM, Fafnir has had some time to study this creature. He has been observing this creature over the last few days. What are his conclusions? What?
This is a tormented soul of sorts that seems to be under the servitude of Strahd.
What do I know about tormented souls like that? How it's done,
It's
what-
more or less trapped. It can't go on to the afterlife, so it wanders here.
It's a ghost.
Yep, it's a ghost.
Fafnir says to Victor, it's a ghost. A soul trapped to a contract or a deal some way.
Help
I nod.
It's slave to an individual's will.
Yes, I am passingly familiar with the vagaries of Vaelencia. It seems cruel that she is frozen as she is.
It is. I hate it.
As you Victor, as you turn away from Fafnir as you're talking to him, you suddenly see her just darting towards your face as you see her like open blank eyes.
Mhm.
Help
I-
us escape. Please. Free us.
There
Ruth
no
is like
res-
shocked. She like her eyes are wide.
Yeah,
Fafnir does not like. Fafnir is looking totally like in control. He's still not affecting emotion on his face as he says.
Henkel's not. He fucking flinched and took a step back.
Fafnir hasn't moved. He says, aside from killing the master, there is no way. She is stuck like this. And I do not see that being a practical option at the moment. There's
There has to be
nothing
another
in-
way.
You
Ruth
see,
is like,
you see her just
really
float
worked up.
down and start continuing. As you guys go up a staircase, you see what seems to be a glowing, throbbing red heart. Like a giant glowing red heart.
Like locked behind the stone.
Chained up. So as you're going up the spiral staircase, there are chains holding this heart up and wrapping around it.
Can I make a passing arcana check on it?
Go for it.
I'm gonna do the same. 16.
Has Ruth
17.
seen this before?
You haven't been to this part of the castle.
Okay.
16 and what?
17.
17? Yeah, there is definitely magic to this. Some, necrotic auras coming off of it, and...
I'm trying to discern its purpose.
Oh, its purpose? You're not sure.
Okay. But it's made with, like, necrotic magic, probably.
Yes.
And it's connected to the building.
You can discern that, but you're not sure in what way.
Okay.
Can Ruth
Like
make
by the
a
chains,
perception check?
like yeah, it is physically connected to the building. Yes.
Mhm.
What, Ruth? Sorry.
Can she make a perception check?
For what? What are you trying to perceive?
She's trying to figure out, I guess, somewhat of the same as the doctor. Like what its purpose is.
So you would have to do Arcana check then.
Oh, okay.
Do I recall anything in the archive? This is a
No.
question I'm going to be asking. Okay.
No. No.
I got a 15.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Archives question mark?
Archives question mark will be shorthand going forward.
You're not quite sure.
I'm gonna look over at Fafnir at this point. I'm going to artificially kind of like lock eyes with you. I'm going to say, I think that we should trust the Count implicitly. And the face is gonna say, I don't believe this at all.
Yeah, Ruth like grimaces when you say that.
Yeah.
Fafnir, the look, like a brief look in Fafnir's eyes is going to go through of what's even the point of hiding it. Incredulity is like.
What kind of check did you guys do?
An Arcana. You gonna nat 20 again on me?
Yeah, why not try for it? my plus 4 is 0, so why not? That's
You know
all
what?
I have to get.
You know what? I'll just buy the book Curse of Strahd for you and send it to you. How about that? So you can read it.
That's a 10, so
Yeah, no, you don't.
While you're at it, can you write down an archive's worth of data on vampires in your house? And I will learn it for next session.
Anywho, yeah, you're not sure. As you guys get to the landing, the door opens and you are met by a long hallway with a dirtied red carpet, and she leads you to each of your doors as the chambers have been prepared for you. Steaming hot water for if you choose to bathe, change of clothes, stuff like that.
I am going to I'm gonna wash my clothes and arm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much? So, is there individual rooms
Yes,
with an individual bathroom?
correct.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the bath water into holy water.
Fucking clerics.
Fucking clerics.
Okay, yep, you turn it into holy water. As
I'm
you
assuming-
just see, as you bless it and turn it into holy water and do this, you see several, the room suddenly gets a little bit lighter, as though, shadows have ran away.
Is there like glasses or like a picture for pouring the water or something?
There is the bucket, yes, that was for the water, yeah.
Fantastic! I'm going to fill the bucket full of water and I'm going to prop it on the door handle.
The
I'm also
door
going
handle,
to.
or are you, like, creaking the door open and putting it above?
No, I'm gonna put like. Okay, work with me. I'm gonna move a desk next to the door.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna put a chair next
I
to
don't
that
even have
desk.
to have you roll for paranoia. You're RPing it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put the bucket on the chair and the desk so that if someone tries to push the door open, the water gets thrown over everywhere.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
above table, Paul.
So it fails a stress test and falls over.
I
Yeah.
would be lying if there isn't a little bit of joy in me watching your very confident vampire hunter suddenly shitting his pants. Anyways.
Oh no, this is
he's
precaution.
prepared.
This is precautions. This is what you do. He's also going to. You know the thing in churches where, the vicar goes round and flicks blessed water around the place?
I wasn't
Yeah.
Catholic, but yes, I do. I do know what you're talking about.
He's gonna go and do that around the room, or the walls, or the windows, like everything but the physical bed itself, and even that's gonna get some go underneath it.
You know what? Wait a minute. Hold on. I just remembered something. You go to bless your water, and it doesn't work.
Does it not?
No.
Fine. He's gonna take out a flask and he's gonna do the flicking it around the room, and he's gonna set one of the grenades as a trap on the door.
Okay. Anything else you wish to do?
Examine the room for. Well, I assuming me getting the flask out gets the shadows to back off instead. Then.
Yeah.
Cool. He's also going to, inspect the room heavily, look for any, hidden passages, anything. Like secret
Do an
entrances or
investigation check.
Thank you.
Are you being subtle about this?
No.
Yeah, so you guys from down your way hear just the ruffling and just like moving of furniture from your boy Fafnir.
What is he doing? Rearranging the room? We'll only be here for one night.
I got a 9.
Nope, you don't find nothing.
I am humming an old shanty from the old days. Just scrubbing the armor, you know.
The werewolves come marching home, hoorah, hoorah.
Wait.
So after that's done, sorry.
Sorry, I was just wondering, Spencer, do you have a picture of what Jacob looks like?
Yeah, I will send it.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah, I can.
After he's done all that, he's going to he's going to pray for a while, and then he is going to lay down to sleep with one hand clenched around his sword, ready to go at any second.
Okay. So
He's
Fafnir
going
sleeps
to
with
be
his sword. What is everybody else doing?
Ruth has gotten into a hot bath and is
Okay.
just soaking.
Cool. Anybody doing anything else?
Soul will investigate his room for any interesting items.
Do an investigation check.
6.
God damn, guys. Yeah, no, you don't find shit.
Yeah, he'll just sleep and with the sword out because he is unsure what to do with it yet.
Wonderful.
The
He knows
bone
how to
sword.
hit things. These swing, bladed things. What
And-
the fuck's that?
As
Cough, cough. It is a monk weapon. Cough.
as rest or unrest greets you, you fall asleep or wander the castle if you choose, and with that,
That's
I
a
will
fuck
end the
no.
session here. So,
We are not wandering the I'm not wandering the castle.
No, thank you.
Thank you all for joining us this fine night. I am a bit tired. I will hopefully be more well rested next session. It's because of the heat, I'll be honest. I am hot as hell right now. Thanks, Michigan, not winter. Anyways, so I will bid you all adieu. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Battles!
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Very
Yeah.
well.
Bye.